welcome back. I know it's been a while. I have even missed this, but I didn't stop cooking. I didn't stop doing makeup. I simply just stopped making videos. However, I am here today to make you some stew peas with pigtail and white rice. I will be doing some other dishes that I've been playing around with from the time that I've been away, and I'm excited to show you. So I'm gonna jump right into it. So first I started off with soaking my pigtail in water overnight. This helps to reduce the amount of salt that is in the pigtail. As you know, pigtail can be very salt. So I wash it in the night. I like them in bite-sized pieces. So I had my cousin cut them like this. So I wash the pigtail, put it in water, put it in a pot, store it in the fridge. You can store it in any container. Just leave it in the water overnight. And I also soaked my peas. So the peas have been soaking overnight as well. So I dropped some garlic in there with some water, put it in a pressure cooker pot, and just close it and leave it on the counter. And that's been there overnight, so that helps to soften the process. But anyways, so right now I'm gonna start the pressuring process. So I'm going to add some water with the pigtail and peas. And so what I'm gonna do next is to really just add a little of my jerk mixture to the pot and some pimentos and start the pressuring process. I don't add any powdered seasoning or salt. The reason why is because this, as I said, the pigtail is really salt, and I really don't like my pigtail with a lot of powder seasoning. I really like it with just the natural seasoning mostly, and then when it's at the final stage of cooking down, I'll taste it and decide if I'm going to add any Maggi or anything to it. So here, basically the peas and pigtail have been pressuring for some time, and I went in and added in the chicken foot along with some scallions, thyme, and butter. So as I said, I really like to cook to go through most of the pressuring process for the stew peas without any powdered seasoning. Here you see I'm adding my peppers. I love green peppers in most of what I make, especially stew peas, because the green pepper has a different flavor. Here, I'm actually bursting the pepper, and I literally burst two of them, and guess what? Still no pepper in the food. I just can't believe it. But anyways, as I was saying regarding the powdered season, really and truly, it's a whole process. And pigtail and chicken foot really brings out some really great flavors where you won't need powdered seasoning for most of it. So it's gonna turn out great. Just trust the process. We're gonna add powdered season towards the end, but I really only suggest that you add it towards the end. Anyway, so here I'm adding about 5 cups of rice to a pot with some water. I'm gonna wash that 4 times. Actually, I washed the rice 4 times. The reason why I'm making so much food is because it's Sunday, and on a Sunday, on most Sundays, once I cook, I take for some members of my family. Depends on who asks and how early they ask. I'll ensure I cook enough to give them dinner. But not everyone is gonna be able to get it. But still, I like to feed the mother. It's like I wasn't supposed to say that, but I was trying to say that I like to feed the multitude, and the multitude is my family and a few friends that I'll take dinner for. But anyways, so the rice I'm through washing it, so I added some butter, some scallions, and here I am struggling with the salt to open it, but I still do love the salt. And the funny thing is, I struggle opening the salt so much. You're going to see in another clip where I was struggling to open it. And I really like the salt for that same thing that you see me struggling to open. I like buying that salt for one of the main reasons are the same thing where you see me I struggle again. Jesus Christ, there's a third time that I struggle with it, by the way, guys, but oh well. But yeah, so I added in scallions, butter, and salt, and a little bit of oil. So the reason why I added butter and oil is because the oil really helps to make the rice shelly, and the butter gives it flavor as well as helps to make it shelly. The scallion part, I'm not a big fan of putting scallion on time in my white rice. I really just like my white rice tasting buttery. But as I said, I cook for the multitude on Sunday, so I cook for the flavor, their taste buds as well. Um, but really and truly, if it was up to me, it would have just been butter, oil, and salt in my rice. But it turned out perfect. So I'm gonna cover that and wait for the butter to melt a bit, and then take the fork to stir the butter into the entire rice. So somebody taught me the trick here where you saw where I had the the fork at the pressure cooker pot to cool it to open it instead of using water to open it. This is another way, and this saves on water. So I started using this way. I use something, I just take it off the stove, and I put something at the tip, and just it will literally let out all the heat in the pressure cooker, so it's easier for you to pull without any danger. So here I am, checking back on the rice, doing what I told you guys that I would be doing, stirring in my butter to get it through everywhere in the rice, ensure that the water in the rice, the butter is circulated. I don't wait on the rice to really reach a certain cooking process to do this part. I really just want the it to get heated enough for the butter to melt in the water and for me to stir it in. And then once I do that, I cover it and literally put it on low and forget about it until it's done steaming. So here I am, almost at the final step of the cooking process for my stew peas. And yes, I told you guys about the seasoning, so I added some Maggi all-purpose, a little garlic powder, a little chili powder, because as I said, the pepper was doing nothing, so I added a little chili powder to it. Um, Here I'm struggling with the garlic powder. Anybody have this problem where the garlic powder gets really tough in the container? See me, I'm still did I struggle with it. Oh well, I eventually give up because I don't think it really needed much, so I just sprinkled a bit. Um, and I'm gonna add some black pepper shortly to it and stir it in. So as you saw first, where I emptied my Maggi all purpose, thank God for grocery shopping, because I went to grocery shopping yesterday and I picked up another Maggi all purpose because I knew this one was going to empty on me when I needed it the most. And here I am making my stew peas and it's done. But anyways, so this is me stirring in my seasoning. It smells good as man, Jesus Christ. Ooh, forgive me for saying that, but it smells so good. It smells so good. So here I am with my new Maggi all-purpose, and I'm going to take off the top so I can be generous with it, because as I said, I don't put salt in it because most of these seasonings that I'm putting in already have salt. So I sprinkled a little more Maggi all-purpose, and now I mix up my coconut milk for putting some in my rice and the rest of it in the pigtail. This is mostly for the pigtail. As you can see, eventually I'll just put a little tubes in the rice to help it get the nice richness there. And for the pigtail, the most of it go in there. See, just a little tubes go in our rice. As I said, I really like my white rice plain, but because today I'm cooking for others, I put my foot into it, as the Jamaican saying goes. That's what I'm saying. You put your foot in it. No man, Mary, you put your foot in that pot there. Yeah, I'm gonna put my foot in there. So it's just that I, my Jamaicans will get it, but and for those who don't, guys, we don't literally put our foot in it. Um, so here I am mixing in my flavors, and God knows this tastes good. I like my chicken foot exactly how you see me put them in there. I love the bottom part of chicken foot because to me that's the best part. So what am I going in the fridge for? Oh, so I went back in the fridge for some more of my blended seasoning, because in this, guys, I'm going to do a video about this. It is bomb. This is bomb. It is bomb, guys. It is bomb. Just when you open it alone, it smells good. I had to put it in uh I think I forget the name of that thing, but anyways, I'll remember it eventually. I had to put it in a container that had a seal top to prevent it from smelling up every food item in my fridge. That's how strong it was. And anytime I use a dish to store it in, I literally have to put a plastic wrap over it and then cover the dish. But anyways, my stew peas reach a final step. So here's where I had my squiggly dumplings. And yes, I call them squiggly dumplings. I don't know if people just call them dumplings, but for me, I call them squiggly dumplings. So this is like a literal cup of flour, because the container I was using to dip it out is an half cup. So I'm putting a cup of flour, a tubs of salt, Guys, I know you're going to notice that I'm not so generous with salt when I'm cooking. I really don't. I'm so afraid of my food being salt. I really try to take my time with it. I don't like salt as much as most people do. And my hands are not heavy with salt. So, I'm mixing a little salt right here, so. Um, and I'm going to add some water to it. Guys, I spoiled the flour. I had on nails and I put a little bit of flour, and I lived in a big yard. Well, not an actual big yard, but I lived in a big yard where a lot of people were. I really don't know how to cook in small portions most of the time. So me trying to make the little bit of flour in the little dish, I overdid the water at one point, and then I just never have the time to spend kneading it out where it being soft wouldn't matter, because you know, if it the flour never ever spoil. You just have to knead it long enough to get rid of the softness out of the flour. It's never spoiled, guys, and I didn't have the time to knead it that long, so I overdid the water with the flour. And oops, yeah, oops, guys, see me I throw a little bit more flour here for try get it back, but it never come back. And you know what I did? I rolled them up same way and throw them in the pot, because I'm like, this, I'm not about this life. I them stick on my hand, them never mind, guys. I didn't mind at this point. I just want my squiggly dumplings in my stew peas because they are a part of my stew peas. I literally love the flavor of them after they go in the pot with the everything and cook a little bit. Yeah, so I'm stirring it in. Yes, my dumpling them ugly. They are called squiggly dumplings for a reason. So I'm just stirring them in and leave it on low to simmer a little bit, and then my stew peas will be ready. So I'm going to check on my rice shortly. But for now, look at this goodness. Just look at this. Girl can cook, you know. Girl can cook. If you ever, hey, you see when you see me out there, I'm gonna have a ring on my finger. Cut to me eye for the man when you see the man here, if I have one. I drop my mic. Guys. But look at this. Look at this. Oh my god. Can I say that, by the way? I hope I can. It's just, oh my god. Oops. I was just about to say that third time. Okay, let me compose myself. But look at this. Girl can cook. Yeah, I personally just like my stew peas with pigtail and chicken foot. I don't like the beef. I don't like the crowding of the pot. The chicken foot and the dumpling is all that matters. So here I am stirring my rice. I'm going to stir it and then let it steam a little bit more, and then we're done, and I'll be plating my food and everything. So I know I'm going to get an E for effort with plating this, but it did taste good. Oh my god, why I keep saying oh my god, guys, it did taste good, no joke. It was good. And guess why I made stew peas? It wasn't because I was craving it. It was because my mom was craving it. She's always craving stew peas. She's such a foodie. But she loves stew peas, especially with pigtails. So I did it for her. And when I took the food to her, I gave it to her, and I said, and I stood there and I was like, open it. You think I actually gave her some big present to make me excited for she opened me a plate of food for sister stew peas? And she was, as expected, excited. But guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Please like and share this video.